Hello, good afternoon. It's your lucky day. It's your lucky week. In fact, the third installment of the Severe MMA podcast is out within 3 days of each other. This is a little bit different. We always do these leading up to a Conor McGregor fight, but in this case, it's actually because of Conor McGregor news. If you've been living under a rock for the past 48 hours, Conor McGregor retired from mixed martial arts, or so it seemed, and today he released a statement saying he is unretired and he's given a couple of I don't want to say a couple of demands, but he released a long-form statement on his Facebook page. I'm joined, if you just want to say hello there, lads, Peter Carroll from Severe MMA, from Irish Daily Mirror, from Flow Grappling, from Flow Combat, from Flow Anything, and who am I forgetting, Pete? You're a freelance man these days. Fightland, over at Fightland. Sean Sheehan, Severe MMA's resident, there he is there.
How are you all?
It's off to an excellent start.
Oh,
here,
hello.
lads.
I forgot to say hello. Hello.
Yeah, you forgot to say hello. I had to just kind of skim past the fact you forgot to introduce yourself there, but it's okay. Sean Sheehan, the better half of the Severe MMA podcast, joins us as always.
Yeah.
Lads, before we talk about this, do you want me to read the statement? Because I've been practicing. I've been practicing my Fesh voice.
Do it, go on.
Okay.
Do it in your best voice, go on.
So, the full McGregor statement reads, I am just trying to do my job and fight here. I am paid to fight. I am not yet paid to promote. I have become lost in the game of promotion and fought and forgot about the art of fighting. There comes a time when you need to stop handing out flyers and get back to the damn shop. 50 world tours, 200 press conferences, 1 million interviews and 2 million photo shoots. And at the end of it all, I'm left looking down the barrel of a lens, staring defeat in the face, thinking of nothing but my incorrect fight preparation and the many distractions that led to this. Instead of going through it all, Sean, we'll take it in bits here because there is a lot and there's already a lot in that statement. What do you make of that?
Look, I suppose that's what we were all thinking before you released the statement. Danny came out there the other day and said he didn't want to promote. I suppose that's kind of what he's saying, like that. He took a loss in his last fight. He wants to get back to the grind, get back to training, and he doesn't want to put in like the extra time it's going to take to fly to Las Vegas, promote the fight for a day or 2 days or whatever, then fly back. Like you could be talking about between 2 and maybe 5 days out of his prep time for that, and he doesn't want to do that. Look, on one side you can see where the UFC are coming from, but on another side, like Conor McGregor has earned the UFC more money than anyone else probably maybe ever has, in definitely in such a short space, and I think he said 8 months in the statement. There's no one has ever come close to earning that much money in that short a space for the UFC. He's taken two fights on short notice that he didn't really need to take, and he saved the UFC. He saved 2 big UFC pay-per-views on the card on short notice. So from his point of view, you're looking at it and thinking, okay, could the UFC give him a little bit of leeway? He said he's going to show up to a press conference in New York. I know they have an ad to shoot and stuff. Could they find another way? Could they help him? Could they change something for him? In all sports, big athletes, like he's in my opinion the top athlete in MMA, if not second. It's either him or Ronda Rousey's one or two. In any other sport, imagine if you Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo, they'll move the world for them. And it's funny that some people will take. So I saw someone tweet it there that they'll take the billionaire side over the millionaire side. Which side should you take? I think you should take the athletes. He's the one getting in there bleeding. He's the one getting sweating for them. I think it's a good stance to take his side in this, especially when he's done so much for them. And he's gotten good rewards, but they have gotten good rewards too. And I think the UFC could show him a little bit of leeway. He's not asking. I think he's asking too much. Like he says, he's going to show up to the press conference in New York, which I think is next week or the week after maybe. I'm sure they could do one in Dublin or do one in Stockton. I'd say it'd be pretty good if just Nate Diaz showed up to that one. You have everyone else over in Las Vegas. They could work around this if they really wanted to.
Pete, you've been involved and you've witnessed all of these fights firsthand. You did an article yesterday as well that said that maybe McGregor, the man who did the most media out of anybody else in the last couple of years, is now feeling, I don't want to say the pressure or the strains of too much of it, but do you think this was it from the start? There was nothing else. It is just too much media. He wants to get back to the grind, as Sean said.
Yeah, well, I think that he's been saying this since July, since he won the title. As soon as he started getting into the title mix, he started talking about that he didn't want to do it. But really, it's an amazing situation, because now UFC are in a situation where they have to put on that fight. Like, I mean, the amount of money that is on the line here. There's more people interested than ever could have been interested had this not happened. They stand to gain a lot. They do look like they're conceding some ground, maybe ego-wise, if they do put it on. But I mean, it's a situation now where I think they have to put it on. There's too many people talking about it. And to be honest, if they put it on, which I think they will, Conor is risking so much with this fight. You know what I mean? If he loses again, it's going to hinder him quite a bit, I think. And I don't think UFC will play ball as well as they have been doing. If he does lose,
The next part of the statement. It's time to go back and live the life that got me this life. Sitting in a car on the way to some dump in Connecticut or somewhere to speak to Tim and Susie on the Nobody Gives a Fuck morning show did not get me this life. Talking to some lady that deep down doesn't give a fuck about what I'm doing, but just wants some sound bites so she can maybe get her little tight ass a nice raise, and I'm cool with that too. I've been giving you all raises, but I need to focus on me now. I'm coming for my revenge here. Pizza, you've already been contacted by Tim and Susie's morning show. They seemed pretty outraged with your thoughts and your comments post reaction. Sean Sheehan thinks he's doing us a favour here by muting his microphone, but we can see him coughing. We can still see the shoulders. They're giving it away, Sean.
Doesn't matter.
Pizza, are Tim and Susie have the right to be annoyed?
No, they don't. I mean, he's right. Like, I mean, we've seen him on all these shows for so long. He's wheeled out. Like, we've seen him, like, literally in the depth of a horrific weight cuts, like being flown to California. You know what I mean? To do like one of these TV shows. So I think he's got a genuine point. He has done a lot, but again, it could. I think Eddie Alvarez said it. Like, we could see a lot of this kind of. Fighters kind of demanding, like saying, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that. And that's why I think it's good for all the fighters that he's kind of doing this. I mean, if they end up, making an arrangement with him where they have to pay him for press conferences, like, I mean, everybody's gonna want that. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. I think Tim and Susie, to their credit, like, I mean, I think they will get McGregor again. I think he's too important. He's too much of a important figure in the whole advertising of his events. So I mean, I can see him being put on the road again, but I guess he's going to have to get paid for that as well.
Yeah, I blame the two of you. Let's be honest. Looking for interviews off him all the time. You're Tim and Susie, like, that's who you are. In fairness, yeah. But look, as you said there, PT, he will eventually be back.
Shirt, Sean.
What?
Don't make me get the shirt.
He will eventually be back doing it. We all know that, and I think he knows that as well. And he's, he kind of alluded to that in his statement. But for this one, okay, you need it, but do you need as much as they're trying to make him do? Like, this sells itself. It really does sell itself. Okay, the number is a thing, and we all know it's a thing, even though it's kind of weird that it's a thing, but it is a thing. And there's so many good fights in anyway that it's going to sell himself. Like, why does he, if he misses one press conference, it's not going to be in the end of the world, especially after all this. Like, this tweet, as he said in his statement, this one tweet has got more press for them than any 100 press conferences could have done. He's, what he's done with this tweet, if they can salvage it now, will make this the biggest selling UFC pay-per-view of all time. I think it'll do 2 million views.
And don't they have to as well? Like, when they're doing the build up to this, they have to put him on a screen now, like, just to ham it up. Like, they have to, like, he can never be in the same part. And then when him and Diaz come together at the weigh-in, it will be absolutely electrifying. You know what I mean? Yeah. They've got to really ham this up. I want them to.
Remember, was it his last fight with Diaz where they didn't? No, there was some fight that they didn't stare the two fighters down, whatever it was. Imagine if him and Diaz were never in the same room again until the weigh-in day.
Yeah, it's hard to see if they could do that because of the media. Yeah, the press conference is usually the day before the weigh-in, so it'd be hard if they didn't face them off at that, like, and face everybody else off. It's too dangerous. It's too dangerous to put these men face to face. They should hire me for the day for that. I'll tell you.
Look, we need to get used to this scenario because we're only about a year or two away before holograms are at these press conferences now. You won't have to leave your house. It's the new tech. It's futurology, lads. You're going to be interviewing holograms in a couple of years' time, Pete. No more of this phone bullshit. You're going to be beamed into their bathrooms if they want you there.
Jeez, I don't want to be there. Thank you very much.
Either way, next paragraph. I flew an entire team to Portugal and to Iceland to make my adjustments in preparation, fix my errors I made with the weight and cardio prep. With the right adjustments and the right focus, I will finish what I started in that last fight. I will not do this if I am back on the road handing out flyers again. I will always play the game, and I play it better than anybody, but for just for this one, where I am coming off a loss, I ask for some leeway where I can adjust, train, and focus. I did not shut down all media requests. I simply wanted a slight adjustment, but it was denied.
Now, it probably was a better time to bring up this, when he was signing the contract for the fight or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking ahead here. If this is going to be an issue coming down the line, I think he probably should have ironed it out early, but let's be honest. This is about something bigger than going to a press conference, so I suppose the more dramatic, the better. With UFC 200 hanging in the balance, it's a stroke of genius. I don't know if it was pre-planned or whatever, but it's a stroke of genius.
There's obviously something more to it, but I think this media thing is the bones of it, really. I think, there's obviously, it's going to cost everyone loads of money and that's all behind it, but I honestly do think it's the media that's causing all it. If he had just said, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to do the press conference stuff, it would have all been grand, But I think people are trying to read into it more than maybe they should. There's obviously other things into it, but they're kind of working things. We saw Dana White for years had differences with guys like Tito Ortiz and Randy Couture, and things like this happened, and they got back together and they were able to fight. They were able to get through it. So, for them to not be able to get through it in this, I think it did take that one big thing, and I think that one thing is the media.
I think, and I just noticed this from talking to people outside the sport. Obviously, Ireland are still coming to terms with MMA. A lot of people are. And this argument is going to make people think that this was fabricated.
Yeah. Because
it's worked out so well. And you can't, because MMA blurs the line between entertainment and sport, you can't blame them for thinking that way. And this team's too perfect, this has all happened in the space of 48 hours. 48 hours ago, we were just Nate and Conor are going to fight again at UFC 200. Now it's all it is. You know what I mean?
You'll always have the marks do that. You'll have the people that will buy into it. And
that's why PT's hands are up in the air, Sean.
No, it's because he's made me sit in this chair and I've got two armrests either side of me. And I'm just too muscular to force my arms in.
Yes.
Yeah, it's I think it's an unbelievable situation, and I guess this is the real enjoyment of the sport.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? I love it.
It's absolutely ridiculous. It's as soon as he said he was waiting for it, he was going to announce a statement, every newsroom in Ireland was waiting for it. Let's not pretend we're the only ones that are enjoying this unraveling here. It's absolutely ridiculous, but it's brilliant. It could go on to be something amazing. This gesture could go on to do something so amazing. So and he's constantly breaking down them boundaries. You can't argue with that. So it's it does suit him to do what he's doing, but it does have a knock-on effect. Is he conscious that he's going to have a knock-on effect on other fighters? I doubt it. I doubt he even cares. But he could. You know what I mean? And that's the main point, I suppose.
It must be great for. It must be great for new people covering this sport, because we remember even the John Jones thing at 151 and Nick Diaz not showing up for the press conference.
He went mad. Dana went psycho. He was calling them every name under the sun. It was so obvious that there's different rules here. That Conor is the most powerful fighter they've probably ever had in their books. Do you know what I mean? And if they allow him to go on the UFC 200, they have conceded some ground there. Yeah. In this ego battle, because that's what it is. It's just McGregor and Dana are just waiting to see one or the other concede ground. So it's that's what it really is. So if they allow Conor to fight at UFC 200 and he doesn't do all these media obligations, it looks like they've lost ground, but they're going to earn a shitload of money. So I mean,
well, as you said, gesture of goodwill, PT. Or you said gesture, his gesture of goodwill. I went and not only saved that $10 million in promotion money, and I went and I tripled it for them.
So what was the 10 million story everybody was throwing around? Something absolutely mental. I think loads of papers went with it today, did they?
Loads of, allegedly, I was the reason for it, according to some tweeter today.
No. Oh, will I actually tell you what happened?
Yeah.
Dana White was on ESPN and he said that the herd or Fox Sports wanted him, and he said that
It was never about money.
$10 million into promoting this fight with the ad and with flying all the people out and all of that. That's costing $10 million. So like the Irish papers this morning were kind of like, oh, this is the $10 million fight. Conor McGregor's losing, like making it look like it's a fight over money and stuff. But I think what they were actually kind of getting at was that they were either getting at it's costing $10 million to for all the advertising to pay everyone and all, or else it's costing Conor McGregor $10 million. He's going to lose $10 million if he doesn't fight, which it's probably a little bit off the mark, but it's probably not that far off the mark. Like, so it makes a little bit of sense. So like people, they're trying to make out it's a money thing. I don't think it really is a money thing.
Well, it kind of is.
Overall,
if you're saying I want more money.
Yeah, but I don't think this particular issue that's the stumbling block here is money.
I have not got paid yet.
Yeah, I know.
That says to me like I want some money to do this. You know what I mean? It's Connor. Of course, it's about money.
He definitely wants money.
I do as well. Like, but I mean, I just don't have the plateau to argue.
He said that he saved them $10 million in promotional money, tripled it for them with one tweet. Keep that $10 million to promote the other bums that need it. My shows are good. I must isolate myself now. I am facing a taller, longer, and heavier man. I need to prepare correctly this time. I cannot dance for you this time. It is the time for the other monkeys to dance. I've danced us all the way here. Nate's little mush head looks good up on that stage these days. Stuff him in front of the camera for it. He came in with no shit to do in the last one. I'd already done press conferences, interviews, and shot the ads before Dos Anjos pulled out.
Yeah, sure, there you go.
Sorry, lads, I'm just after seeing that Prince is dead. I'm a little caught off guard there. Sorry, that is absolutely tragic.
What?
Prince, the purple pain, he's dead.
The artist formerly known as Prince.
Squiggle, symbol.
Yeah.
That is heartbreaking. I love Prince. Jesus. All right, let's get back to the matter at hand. Sorry.
What do you make of that? Do you think, like, he's saying maybe invest this money, if you're going to go out and mention money, invest it into the people. Like, you say maybe Conor's inadvertently helping the fighters here, Pete. He's already given the solution there. Take the money you were going to spend on me and put it into the other ones that need it.
Yeah, they're not going to do that, though. Like, they're definitely not going to do that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just not going to happen. It's not going to be as easy as that. But what will, like, I think if he gets a stipulation where he has to be paid for this stuff, they can then say, we want to get paid for this, or else we won't go. And then they'll say, to some guys, they'll probably say, well, don't go. This is your opportunity. Because, in fairness, it's a massive opportunity for some fighters. 10 press conferences is a really, really big opportunity to really announce your brand to the world. It's one of the rare, like, as things have pushed towards legitimization, there's less and less personality in UFC. So a press conference is a good opportunity to get yourself across. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I can imagine some of the higher ranked fighters, the people that don't necessarily need to push as hard to get people to watch the shows. Guys like John Jones, you can imagine he's going to ask for this as well, like, and it's going to filter down through until it becomes commonplace.
I don't know, will it though? Because like if you're someone like who's want to know in the UFC, like you're not going to be asking for money to get paid out. You're just looking to.
You're not going to be asked to go to the press conference though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like even if you're Wonderboy Thompson, even like you don't have the leverage yet to ask for things like that. Okay, what you said there, if it trickles down, that's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. It should.
Oh no, it isn't. It's a good thing. It is.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that way yet. Like the biggest stars, like at the moment, should be fighting for extra things. Like they should be using their leverage to get extra things. Like he should be doing it. John Jones should be doing it. Ronda should be doing it. Like, and as I said there over on Twitter, there's two good things to come out of this segment: the fact that McGregor isn't retired, and the fact that he's standing up to the UFC. Because someone needs to do it. Like, we've complained for long enough about they don't get, there's no fighter union. They don't get a say in, in the drug testing. They don't get a say in the Reebok deal. They don't get it, they don't get a say in pay. And they should. Like, things fighting against the UFC like this, even if one man is doing it, it's good because everyone else will realize, as you said, Pete, that they can do it as well. And to them, we saw over the last couple of days that the fighters, they don't want to get together. Like the first reaction of most fighters is like, haha, McGregor's off this card. What an idiot and all that. Like that was their time to be saying, oh, the UFC shouldn't be treating him like this. If they're treating him like this, they could treat us like this. And like they do. Eventually it happens to everyone. Like eventually everyone gets treated badly, and these are finite resources for the UFC, and they use them up and they spit them out, and that's just the reality of it. And if someone is fighting back against that, it can only be a good thing.
Yeah, true. I agree.
If you go by even from that, the further down in the statement, the 400 million I have generated for the company in my last 3 events, all inside 8 months, is enough to get me this slight leeway. I'm still ready to go for UFC 200. I will offer, like I already did, to fly to New York for the big press conference that was scheduled. Then I will go back into training with no distractions. If this is not enough, or they feel I have not deserved to sit this promotion run out this one time, well then I don't know what to say. For the record also, for USADA and for the UFC and my contract stipulations, I am not retired. You mentioned different thing maybe about him. We've said it before, him knowing his worth and knowing his value and knowing these precise figures. 25 million in ticket sales and gate generated from the last 3 fights alone in Vegas. These are maybe the key factors that he needs to know when he's going into these discussions, and it gives him more weight, I think, to be able to say, okay, I can actually sit this promotional run out, considering I've done this, and this for you guys in the past.
Yeah, like I think as Pete said there, he made a great point that the UFC are going to have to make some concessions. But I think McGregor's actually making some concessions here as well. Like the fact that he says, I didn't turn down all media. I'd be willing to fly out to New York to do that. Like, it's not like he's washing his hands of it and saying, I'm not doing any media. He's, like he said, he's going to do it. And as you said, Andrew, like, he knows what he's worth. He knows he can earn them a lot of money, and they know that he can earn them a lot of money. So
this, like, when it looks, do you ever have an argument with someone, and it's about something stupid?
Yeah.
But it's really about something way different. Like that's what the whole thing is. And I'm sure McGregor and Dana White probably did have an argument about that press event, but they aren't arguing about that press event either. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. Like it happens every day in life, and I'm sure this spiraled out of control. They both got really aggressive really quickly because they both thought it was about something it wasn't, and then this has erupted out of it. You know what I mean? That's what I think, honestly. I think it is about something else, but I think this was genuinely probably an argument about him not going to the
only one man can sort this out. Jeremy Kyle.
Jeremy Coyle. I thought you were going to say Jeremy Botter.
That weirdo.
Some weirdo journalist.
Yeah. Oh, chased him out of the game.
Sent out to pasture. Sent to the farm in Texas.
Easy enough. That's your boss you're talking about. You get fucking sacked.
Yeah, I know. He's gonna email me my P45. Yeah. Oh, very funny.
So that's it. Statement done. What do we think the most likely resolution is from all of this?
He's gonna fight a UFC 200.
When are we gonna find out about it? And when are we gonna find out?
Tonight. Like they're gonna just say it on the thing. They have to just to let John Jones have his moment on Saturday.
Yeah.
They just have to get this sorted. Poor John Jones. Like the stars were aligning for John Jones. McGregor lost. Ronda lost. Oh, you're gonna do it, John. You can take over the whole game this Saturday. Bang! Just before everything is just. Oh, he had such an opportunity to just grab all the attention this weekend, and very, very good timing from Mr. McGregor, you'd have to say.
I had my preview written for like last 2 days and just forgot about it. And I was like, oh, I better post that this morning.
My whole family think I'm a recluse. They've started sending me messages just going, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Yeah. I think I am.
These things happen in MMA.
Oh, that's it. Like, I think people, like, with all this stuff, it's so funny. Like, they genuinely fear for my career choice. They do. It's like, I have so many people that just go up to me and say, and everything's okay. Because they thought McGregor retired, game over.
Yeah, my
I was trying to sell my stuff for parts.
It's like that Joe.e the post they put up about him. I got tagged in that about 500 times.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
we'll take the opportunity. Like, if anyone is looking for a good Zoom H4n, you know, worst comes to worst, do you a good price on it and a couple of severe MMA mic flags.
I
Boys,
bought
No
these in the
problem.
good time. I bought them in the good times.
what about this man? Fighting
look
this
at that.
weekend.
Touched by Sean Sheehan. That's an extra 15 snots.
Can you see that? Showtime.
Is that Anthony
Before-
Pettis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know where I got that?
That does not look like Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, it's him.
Oh, it does, yeah, okay.
I got that from Ariel Helwani. I won a fucking prize back in the day.
Fair play to him.
Yeah.
Posted
I
all the way
have,
to Ireland for you.
He did, yeah. New York Rick posted it out to me.
Gentleman, that lad.
Great man.
Before we go, I think it's only fair to commiserate Neil Seary, who spent a brief 24 hours as the number one pound for pound Irish ranked fighter there.
By God, did he embrace it? By God, did he embrace it?
Went to his head.
He's
Went to
gone
his
mad.
head.
I heard he's after buying 3 BMWs. No, do you know what? I just want to get something out there because this is going to come out and people are going to say, Petey, like, why didn't you say it earlier? Like, Neil Seary really lives in Donnybrook. He gets brought out to Finglas every morning and he puts on a tracksuit and takes off his suit and goes for a run and people take pictures of him.
Just
and
for
then
his
he
vlog.
puts on the accent. This is all a massive PR stunt. I'm sorry. It had to come out eventually. He's
He
from
supports
Donnybrook.
Man United as well, doesn't he?
He supports Manchester. He actually doesn't watch soccer. He just plays, what's that, polo on the horses?
Polo, yeah.
He does. He's not from Finglas. He doesn't even know where it is. That's all I want to say.
And on
That's
that
the real
bombshell-
breaking story.
But of course, no one's going to print that tomorrow because Conor stole all the headlines.
That's not sexy enough, is it?
That's not sexy. Just because he's a flyweight, you don't care.
Excellent. Well, lads, I have to say thank you very much for sacrificing the last half an hour of your Tuesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's Thursday now. They kind of blend into one another.
So I'm going to have to live with another person in my house in a day's time. Is that what you're telling me? On Saturday? Oh. I have to live.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, alright, yeah, cool. It's been a confusing week. It's been a confusing
Why, who's
week.
moving in with you tomorrow?
No one's moving in with me tomorrow, but everyone else goes to work. Like, Elaine's at work now, so
Alright.
other people
Alright.
are clear the space. It's terrifying.
Well then,
Time's
I'll let you enjoy your last couple of hours of freedom. If you want to follow that man, he's very beautiful wearing a blues jumper, at Peepsy Carroll over on Twitter. The main man in between us both though, the charm of the Severe MMA podcast, the man with the scarf, at Sean Sheehan BA.
And
Thank
the
you very
only man with facts. The only man with facts. The rest of us just talking shit.
Absolutely no substance to be here. Just here pretty faces. Sean Sheehan's dropping facts.
Fair play to Sean. Say goodbye to everyone. Jesus.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next
Bye, everyone.
Tuesday for the Severe MMA podcast.
I
back.
won't see us then, but I'll be thinking of this.
Oh, Sean has something.
Before we go to rassnutrition.com. Use the promo code SevereMMA. You get 25% off your first order.
Oh yeah, definitely do that. How do you think I got all these gains?
Yeah, look at
Peepsy,
that.
as a martial artist yourself,
Oh yeah,
Right.
well you know what I mean. When I train every month, you know what I mean. I make sure I take Ross Nutrition's products because otherwise, you know what I mean. I'm not able to compete. But I go in there and starch everyone when I'm up to my eyeballs in creatine from Ross Nutrition.
excellent. I couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we will see you on Tuesday afternoon.
Peace.
Bye.